Yeah, man, it got fixed.
Okay, I just want to let you know it did because we took it the other day to go. I can't remember what we went to go look at, but
That fucking thing blew up on me 3 different times.
oh shit, really?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see, who we're
That's got
waiting
to be
on?
traumatic.
I
Flora
I just messaged
and
Clara.
gotcha. And Lynn?
Oh, Lynn's got an event tonight, doesn't he?
Oh, does it?
Later tonight, yeah.
Oh, it is later. Okay, cool. I
Yeah,
didn't know
it's
if I'd
later
missed it
tonight.
yet.
Oh, all right. What in the?
Hmm?
Ricky and Jimmy should run for office next year. Next round.
I don't
Here
think
in
I
he
the
wants
mean,
that.
How many
I
business
think they'd be
council
good at
slots
it.
are there?
There are 6 altogether.
Yeah, we got room for one more. Y'all should have ran, Ricky.
Well,
We got it
no, I
automatic.
mean next term. Remember, well, isn't there that new council that's going to be starting?
What?
Potentially, I think there's still going to be a business committee, but there will because the business committee is essentially like chamber of commerce type thing,
Yeah.
and then the new structure of the government will have different leaders from all the different parts. Also,
So we'll still
having
be a
like
thing. It's just
meetings
Tim will be our leader.
well, not necessarily.
It will be a
Tim,
faction
Great
of the
Commander,
mayoral cabinet.
High Supreme Leader.
Okay, I'm not getting a message from Lynn, so we can just catch up with any of that after and let
Right.
him know.
Yeah. Don't forget to yell, everybody.
Ah, yes. Okay, so first order of business, I guess, since they are present, will be updates from the FAA. What do you got for us?
We're the government now.
Woo!
Yeah.
Congratulations.
I'm
But
glad
because
your
of that,
points hit a note with them.
because of that, we would like to formally request that our proposal be shelved in the event that tides change once again. We are not exactly sure if anything will change again, but we are hoping that it won't. So,
Okay.
Are
Well,
you back to the original name?
so it would appear that we are Flight Air Andreas, but we will always refer to ourselves as the FAA.
Fair point. Sorry, Tim.
no, I was just gonna say. I mean, like, the proposal's already approved, so if you ever have to fall back on it, it should de facto just put you down to like
Mhm.
a private business rather than
Mhm.
a government business.
Yeah. So we will not be making a profit from any of our sales, aircraft or anything like that. We are specifically going to be training. Sure, people who work for the FAA might get bonuses for selling aircraft and all that stuff, but for the most part, it is not a for-profit business.
Okay.
And I
Now,
believe
does
that
that mean that the FAA doesn't get the profits either, as a business profit?
I don't believe so. No.
Wow. Okay. So okay.
But if they're part of the
So-
government, it would mean they have a governmental budget.
Right.
So that's kind of like,
Right.
you know.
Yeah, kind of
Right.
outside the tax bracket.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. I got you.
we've always existed in a very weird space, so we'll see how it goes. I need to talk to people, which is one of the reasons why I have a meeting with Crane.
Okay.
But yeah,
Okay. Sounds good.
When is that meeting?
at 9.
9 o'clock. 9 o'clock
Tonight?
sharp.
Yes. So we've got
Oh shit.
time limit.
Outstanding, man. I'm glad to hear stuff's moving. Congratulations, Jimmy. I'm glad to hear things are going good for you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Is there anything the business council needs from us about any of this stuff?
We would like a jet, please.
And a helicopter or 3.
One jet each.
Okay. If you go ahead and use those mayoral funds,
Oh, all right.
you can buy probably one jet with the money in the mayoral office.
You know what? I'll see if I can talk to Tag.
Well, I think there's about circa, on the high side of circa $10 million in there. So
Hey, we
Okay,
just
well,
need 9
You'd be able to buy our most expensive aircraft with that.
in gold.
Before taxes.
Or we could buy the cheap one and paint it gold. But the thing is you'll know.
Yeah, you'll know. It won't smell like gold. It'll smell like
Poor
plastic.
people.
Yeah.
It's ionized copper.
How aerodynamic is gold?
Not
Really?
very.
Like-
Not very at all.
Also,
It's
fucking
very heavy.
It's
Very, very
extremely heavy.
It would not get off the ground.
Not with that attitude.
You just need a strong enough engine.
Oh yeah, just put a
A
V50
little bit of
in it.
rocket fuel.
All right, so we'll pick those up next week. Cool.
Yeah. All right.
All right, sweet. All right. Well, okay. Well, I'm gonna leave now. Unless you guys
All right,
want me to stay.
I
but
have
you guys gotta talk
I
about
have
other shit, so-
updated the
Congratulations.
business registry to show that Flight Air Andreas is now under government status, and tax rates and license fees will now be marked as not applicable.
Batman.
Sure.
Okay. So, next thing that I have on the docket, since it's been back a little bit and some, discussions and stuff have been had, is the junk media. So, neither Richie nor Brandon seem to have anything actually barring them from ownership, as well as the information that Mimi will be put into the head, I think.
Should be the CEO.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
they were going to have her do that. And I do know, well, from her tenure with D8, she has proven to be a very reliable and competent CEO.
Okay, so
Seeing as she helped make it through kind of the D8 registry fire and helped get all of that back up and running. Basically, going back to some of the other concerns we had, concerns for how they were going to, profitize the business. Richie Cunningham is pretty much going to be full funding, so that it won't be a concern about it going under. And I believe they're going to be hiring a number of people kind of similar to Weasel, but in a different vein, more an entertainment category rather than strictly news. And even if it is news, it's going to be more, what we've seen so far from Brandon.
This just gets wilder and wilder.
Well, I mean a little bit, but
Well, yeah, just not talking about the whole thing, but in general. But the company itself sounds like it's on its way towards approval, going in the right direction.
yeah, I mean the things barring anyone from, anything we had questions on that might have been barring, they're not a concern. Oh. So Lynn's having a problem. Just a second.
Oh no, that was earlier. I was just responding to your message.
Oh,
That's why I was
Oh,
late.
yeah.
My hearing aid fucked me.
Yeah, you kind of have to think about, switching the channel on your hearing aid and, clearing your throat and then, stopping and starting talking again.
I just bumped the damn things, and it's like, oh my goodness. You would
Yeah.
think I'd threw them under a truck.
Yeah. My earplugs, I've gotten really used to quickly resetting them.
yeah. Every now and then you get a little frog in your throat and just feel like you're in a cave.
Yep. So it will be its own company. It's not going to be a subsidiary with Junk Media Junk Energy, the sports store. They will be, sharing kind of the same umbrella brand, but they are different subsidiaries of the same kind of thing. I mean, they've already had proof of concept for the hosting the Maze Bank Arena stuff. They started, showing some of that, which is good. Means they do have plans in place. They're able to actually pull off the bigger stuff as well as just, Brandon's perching for smaller videos.
I mean, they've done a lot. I'm give them credit for not being anything sanctioned yet. They've put out a lot of content. I'm kind of impressed with that.
Yeah, and I mean that's kind of one of the, well, part of not wanting to push a cease and desist on it is because like many other businesses, most of them have been allowed to work towards what they're planning and commence operations before, getting fully approved.
Plus, Brandon can't stay away from the camera.
No, well, no, yeah, that's a thing, yeah. But yeah, Brandon's back around, and I think with Mimi in kind of spearheading the thing, keeping them on track, the business side of it will, stay par for course as it needs to. Even if Brandon gets flaky, I think that side of it will be fine.
I think the Junk brand alone, that JUNK and that font and that lettering and that name, it's been around since the city's been around, and I think just having that name on it's kind of enough to show that it's going to be around because its predecessor's been around.
Yeah, and it's kind of like a family umbrella.
Yeah,
per se.
that brand. I mean, I wouldn't trust that brand with anybody unless you knew that they could pull it off.
Yeah, and I mean Brandon's been like, neck deep in that brand forever because of Kobe and Ailsa, so that's not a problem. He's not gonna I'm not worried about him or that company smearing like Kobe or Ailsa's name through the dirt or anything, or
Not
ruining
associated.
anything. So I think that's fine. Because our
Yeah.
original issues was it an expansion proposal or new company? So we've pretty much cleared that up as being separate, but under the same umbrella. Policies for hiring, pretty much, it looks like anybody with the get-go to keep up with Brandon.
Boy,
Yeah,
good luck filling that list.
and we won't have to worry about them being able to foot any bills or anything. They'll be able to push that way. We're not going to have to worry about
Wait, are we actually to a point where we can have a vote on this?
I
After
think
all
so.
this
So I was saying, I think we've answered all of the questions
Yeah,
we
I think
had
all the
about legal
answers-
status and all that kind
Because
of stuff.
that was one of the biggest things was finding out
Whose name was going to be on it and
yeah.
whether they were
So
citizenized.
basically, since there's no roadblocks, I guess, on that one. What are
Yeah.
Are you breaking the espresso machine?
Huh? No. No. Don't, I'm fine. I'm good.
I think he's wiretapping the room.
Well, I mean, I'm wiretapping the room. It's with a fucking camera. Public record. There's no point in wiretapping
Plus,
public record.
this is like City Hall. I think this whole place is wiretapped.
Oh, probably. So yeah, the
Nowhere, man.
can be. I think we can get to a vote because Mimi's
it out of
going
our
to
hands.
definitely be a co-owner at the very least. Richie Cunningham, financial backer, and Brandon will just be doing his thing.
So from here, it goes to the mayor and.
Can you speak up, please?
Well, from here it goes from
Thank you.
us. We have to kind of send it through the mayor to get it to
Right.
Senate, but it's basically a direct line from us to Senate. We, if we approve it, we can send it up to them, and they go through with
It's
it.
out of our hands.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
then it's discussions between the ownership for that and Senate.
Yep.
Yep.
Shut it.
All right, so for expedition's sake, because we do have a time limit, Junk Media. Put it to a vote. All in favor of approving the proposal and licensing Junk Media, raise your hand. Well, unanimous vote. That one passes. Lynn, do you want to mark that proposal as approved and
Yep.
tag our mayor in it to send that off?
I got you.
You mean you're gonna make him work on his vacation? What's up with that?
He started vacation 2 weeks in. The man can come back and do a job.
Like, I've been like talking with him about that, like outside, like you kind of said one thing, and now you're doing this, and like,
Yep. All right. Let's see. Next up is the ammunition proposal. I think we just need to read over this one and come back to it on Monday. I want to see if I can meet up with Beauregard on Are you having trouble under the counter? You've been there a while.
Oh no, just doing my due diligence. Some things have been left unattended for a while. It's okay. Well, the maintenance man got fired ever since Dan doesn't come around anymore, so it's fine.
Since when do you
it
do
doesn't have
manual
anything to
labor?
do with those complaints that you mentioned the other day, does it?
No, nothing. This completely unrelated. Completely unrelated.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right. Just remember, the longer you stay there, the more your ass is on camera.
That's no problem. No problem. It's
I will send a
Right.
copy to Brooke.
All right. So, so the ammunition proposal, I really like the look of it. But I do think a couple of us should try to meet with Beauregard over the next couple days, maybe. Other than that, we can talk about that one more Monday. Nikki Splits. This is more just like, hey, we've had another one submitted, so we should read over it for Monday, as this one was submitted, today, I think? Or late last night?
Yeah, last night, I believe.
Yeah, I haven't had the time to fully read through it, to give it the time
Yeah.
it deserves some consideration.
Esme and I have chatted a little bit about it, and it sounds
yeah,
like
yeah.
she's got some pretty good ideas.
Heck yeah. Oh, Crane, since you're here. So, Gladiators is the next thing. Ownership has seemed to abandon Gladiators, and the previous assembly and mayoral office neglected to actually solve the issue during their term, even though they were discussing and kind of in charge of that. They just kind of let it drop. Both ownership have abandoned the business, and Sox would like to step up to become, at minimum, a co-owner. If it needs, two. I'm unsure if it is mandated as a
Nope.
two-owner
Only
job.
this one.
No? Okay. I wasn't sure if it was one of the ones that was required to have two.
Nope. In-city mechanic shops and dealerships.
Okay, that's what I thought, but I wasn't sure. So, and this is more of a question for you as D8? Maybe? Question mark? How is the buy-in cost to a business calculated? Is it through, how the valuation of the business.
Yep.
Okay, so that would have to be valuation done between D8 and the mayor's office to find out how much that's worth.
I mean, technically, it could be to the business committee and D8, really.
Okay, well, D8 regardless would have to be part of the conversation. Okay, I just wasn't sure on how to calculate the buy-in cost for ownership. Unless, unless there would be a caveat because the business has been abandoned. It's a manager wanting to step up. If there would be any allowances for that, or if it's straight requirement to buy in.
I would say that's a fair exception.
That's what I was feeling. Especially with all the time commitment and stuff that was put in there. I believe Sox has invested way more time than, just a bit of money would throw in there.
Yeah, I have
we know
seen
she's
so
committed to the
much
business.
from her on Birdie about it this last month.
Yeah, we've seen the commitment to it from her, so it's not a concern that someone's just going to hop in and then hop out, so to speak.
And also, I've noticed that she seems to be really balancing her time between the two companies really well.
Oh
so
yeah,
I
she's
like
always
that.
been able to balance her time between all of her commitments.
She's got a lot of good employees up there in the Gladiators. Well, they're open up to the late storm even sometime.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they're starting to go. Okay, so let's put it to a vote. All those in favor of allowing Sox to move up to ownership of Los Santos Gladiators without a mandatory buy-in, raise your hand.
She got grandmothered in.
All right, perfect. So we can let her know.
At least he didn't log us in.
That was just kind of shady all around. And
Well, I
like
mean-
Oh,
that's
no,
saying
no.
some-
Notice he put a microphone. I guarantee you, he put a microphone in that coffee maker. So
Oh
we can,
yeah, absolutely.
I thought he took something with him. I didn't know what it was, but he had something in his hand.
I wasn't looking.
Let's see. Socks can be. So, next thing, who wants to give Socks the news? I suppose.
Shit,
Well,
she
I would do it
around
right
now?
now.
Call her right now. Yeah, put her on
Yeah,
speakerphone.
She might
do
be.
it.
Oh, no, not a week.
Damn.
Man, somebody email that woman. That's her alarm clock.
All right. So I put in a note. Sox can be moved up to ownership of Gladiators. Buy-in requirement waived by this council. Unanimous vote. Okay. So we have about 6 minutes. Do we want to try to review the strikes on Paradise? I have seen them open. I know Bry has been around, and I know through Birdie that at least one other employee has been around. So that is towards their benefit.
Yeah.
I will put my 2 cents on the table. If we do agree to repealing the strikes, I would still be of the opinion of wanting to keep at least one strike on record. Because it did warrant strikes in general for action to kind of take place. I feel one should stay on the record.
I have one concern. So
Mhm.
where did we actually get the tip off that employees were giving each other discounts?
Well, we're unsure on that one. That one we're
Okay.
unsure of. I need to talk to another little birdie through the grapevine about something else. But the main concern that caused the strikes was the lack of activity, and just basically the lack of activity, and the fact that it is a primary, essential government leased business. It performs a very necessary function to the city, and the owners were instated to that business with the understanding of this responsibility.
Yeah.
And it has been a chronic issue over a few months, and not just necessarily, the last couple weeks.
Yeah, I agree that they've shown improvement, but we shouldn't raise the hammer all the way just yet.
How about this? We still have 14 days. So the DOJ strikes were issued on the 1st.
Yeah, so
I
we
say
still have
we
like
wait-
7 days.
Wait
yeah.
until let's wait until next Wednesday. Then we that way we can actually see the entire scope of it rather than just knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah. And we can try and investigate the other stuff as well. We also still have to investigate how the transfer of ownership went down to Jordan Rivera with no mayor's office instated.
Yeah, that definitely.
That's a big
I don't
one.
know,
And they haven't
I
even
don't know
been
if we
striked for
can-
that one. That one
They
is-
definitely need to be striked for that, in my opinion.
Yeah. Unless we find out they were given Senate approval to bypass stuff in lieu of, a government not being in place.
Mm-hmm.
And I would, and if they do say that, I would want proof or a letter from the Senate
Something,
agreeing
yeah.
to that, to whatever happened. But that is something we'll have to look at. All right, so we will come back to that on Wednesday for a final look at. Other than that, it'll just be looking at the different proposals, potentially checking out some of the other issues for, that get brought up Monday. We'll see what happens. One of the other issues we do need to look into for Crash and Ira, I do want to hit up Crane for that, is Crash's question, is there any processing paperwork or any, complaint process, I guess?
I think that
to
goes
removing-
directly through TAG.
But yeah, potentially, yeah,
sorry.
because I know
Mayoral.
I know the government can remove ownership based on a number of things, but I wasn't sure on process for owners removing other owners. I wasn't sure if there were any
Yeah.
stopgaps or anything in there, so we can find that out. Okay, 1 minute till the deadline. Anything else?
Wow.
That's probably the most productive meeting we've had.
We're getting the
Stayed
hang of
perfectly
this.
on
Fuck
time,
yeah,
man.
we got this. We got this. All right. Meeting adjourned, I guess.
The closed meeting's the way to go.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Hey, you
Look,
may wanna
after the
take Ricky
first
with you.
few, once we figured out what we're doing,